really solid first round this morning, and was really happy with it. I thought my horse was great. I've been really happy with him all season. He's been amazing. You know, I've been going to the jumpers and the Grand Prix, the equitation, just an amazing horse. And I was a little nervous with the flat phase, you know, trying to stay on top, and that was nice. And then got really nervous for the final round and just miscounted down the last line, which was very unfortunate. And but you know, Patrick was a great horse, fun to ride, very, very straightforward. So it's very fun.
McLean and Christine, do you just want to talk about the performance of these top riders today and what your judging experience was like?
Well, the judging experience was great, and I will say, McLean, it was a pleasure working with you, and I have to give full credit to McLean. He worked so hard on these courses, and we had talked earlier in the year about the general concept of what we were looking for and what we wanted to see in the way of horsemanship and how the riders can manage their mounts. And I think you could see by the lines on the courses that it required really having a good connection, leg to hand, and know your horse, know the track, and how each horse had to be ridden on the course. It wasn't just that everybody could ride it the same. You had to adjust according to what you were sitting on. Our top riders did it beautifully, and I think that we were very thrilled with our top group. I mean, we gave some very high scores, way up in the 90s, and you all deserved them beautifully. I mean, there were some really stellar performances. The flat work was interesting, and something shifted around a little. I think our top ones held their positions very well, but there was some shifting around because there is a strong emphasis on the flat in this particular championship. And so we had our own point system for how we dealt with that. And then we got into the finals, and the same thing, a little different, you know, tests were built in. And some people handled it very well, and others were maybe a little less accurate on a few things. So it really showed again whether you could go from very collected and having to pick up the counter canter and then go to a hand gallop and then come back to a rollback turn. There were a lot of things that were being asked for there. A lot of bending lines in that one with your eye on it, and unfortunately we did have one miscount, but that's exactly what that course was all about. And so I think that the courses really, really let the people who were really, really riding well shine, and the other weaknesses were exposed. And yet, unfortunately we had one fall off, but we were almost too pleased with ourselves, because we really felt that even riders who or maybe had some weaknesses exposed, but everybody was able to deal with it, you know, and we were pleased with that.
It worked out well. I mean, first off, it was an honor to judge with Christine. Her experience and her dedication to the sport far outweighs mine. So that was, and really helped me with several things. I think the basis of the courses and the thought process was that this isn't an end-all be-all. This is a stepping stone to something greater, and we hope that these events point out the riders that are going to go on to do great things in their careers in this country. And the moments about the three kids sitting here and all of the young riders who competed today, many of them really stepped up to the plate and had great performances. And I have to say, in the end, it was really a very fine line. I mean, this wasn't a significant difference between any of them here at the table, but particularly the top two. There was a little air probably to the last. Really felt strongly it was 6. And you can't just keep testing until you can't keep going and going. You'd be like having jump off after jump off. You know, at some point you have to have a winner. But it was a hair. And not to worry, Hunter, second worked out okay for me. So
I was just going to mention that you can be second and go on to greatness.
It'll work out okay. So I keep trying to tell them that. So anyway, congratulations to the three of them. I mean, obviously great support, not only the trainers and the owners, but also the family back in the room. You know, it's their day, and they really